Good morning and welcome, and thank you for joining us. A healthy transportation network is essential to a vibrant economy and a high quality of life. It protects the safety of drivers, pedestrians, bikers, and others who travel our streets. And a healthy transportation network enables fast response times for emergency services. It supports the delivery of goods and services and other priority business needs. It facilitates convenient travel across our community as we head to work or school, the grocery store, a doctor's appointment, or to meet up with a friend. A healthy transportation network helps us lead the lives we want to live. And that is why we make significant investments in our transportation network to build new streets and repair existing ones. And along with these physical improvements, we also prioritize performance improvements that ensure our system's operations are optimized to create smooth and efficient traffic flows. Our community is set to experience smoother, faster commutes and other benefits as Lincoln Transportation and Utilities recently completed the fourth and final phase of our Greenlight Lincoln project, a project that paves the way for smarter traffic flows through our city. The Greenlight Lincoln project involved analysis and major upgrades to the traffic signal system in Lincoln, and the results are impressive. Better traffic flows achieve increased safety, faster travel times, greater fuel savings, and cleaner air. Motorists are enjoying a smoother and faster commute that gives them the opportunity to spend less time and money at the pump, less time in their vehicles, and more time doing the things that are important to them with the people who matter to them. Greenlight Lincoln is not only a win for motorists, it also is a win for the environment. Reductions in fuel consumption result in reduced vehicle emissions. And by reducing greenhouse gas emissions, Greenlight Lincoln is also helping us to realize our Climate Action Plan goals. The value of Greenlight Lincoln as we work to grow a smart, safe, sustainable, healthy, and vibrant city is clear. LTU Director Liz Elliott is here to share more about the measurable value and benefits of the project.
Thank you, Mayor. Greenlight Lincoln is positively impacting the community's quality of life every day motorists get in their vehicles and drive about the city. Our traffic engineering team has developed a high-tech system that offers improved traffic flow and, as the Mayor mentioned, crucial time and fuel savings for all. Since Greenlight Lincoln began in 2016, major system upgrades have been put in place across the city that have resulted in a wide range of transportation, economic, and environmental improvements. More than 90% of all traffic lights have been updated. The $6.8 million project now offers remote access to our city traffic engineers and technicians responsible for maintaining the system. The project installed flashing yellow lights for increased traffic flow, improved traffic signal timings to meet national standards with the help of new technology, and invested in roundabouts to seamlessly increase the number of vehicles that can move through intersections that also offer a reduction in injury crashes. All of these elements contribute to creating safer streets for everyone. Greenlight Lincoln also created a traffic management center that offers a focused place for our transportation team to monitor and direct traffic during high traffic events, rush hour traffic, and even around impactful street construction. Our goal is to get motorists to and from their destinations as safely and efficiently as possible. Results include an annual savings of more than 1.2 million hours spent in the car. That's 3,300 fewer hours per day of time spent getting from one place to another in Lincoln. Additional benefits show more than 68 million fewer vehicle stops every year, nearly $24 million annually in delay and fuel savings for drivers. That's nearly 1.3 million gallons of fuel saved and enough to drive around the earth 1,300 times. The program also prevents more than 121,000 kilograms of greenhouse gas emissions from being released into the air every year. You can read the full Greenlight Lincoln Phase 4 report on our website at lincoln.ne.gov. Search Greenlight Lincoln. For more information on our next steps with the project, I'd like to welcome Traffic Engineering Manager Dan Carpenter to say a few words. Dan?
Thank you, Liz, and thank you, Mayor. Through the last 5 years, as you can see on this map, Greenlight Lincoln focused its updates on major and minor corridors, the downtown central business district, isolated signals, and smaller corridors around Lincoln. The project also created a safer environment for pedestrians. By updating signal timing at pedestrian crosswalks, the city now meets national best practices as well. Looking ahead, our team wants to make sure we continue to provide these ongoing benefits to the community. Moving forward, our traffic engineering team will continue to evaluate and update the traffic system every 3 to 5 years. We will soon begin making traffic light timing adjustments on major corridors as we did back in 2016 and 2017 during the program's first phase of traffic signal retiming. Keeping our traffic signal system up to date with current traffic levels is key to continue providing long-term benefits. We are set and ready to continue enhancing the community's quality of life. I'd like to thank HDR, Olson, FHU, and Iteris for their work on this project. Their collaborative expertise and work was incredibly valuable and greatly contributed to the success of this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. And at this point, we're open for any questions that you may have.
Right. Sorry for my cough. I do not have COVID, and I was home for the last 3 days. I'm not contagious. But just to start, what might people notice when they're driving down the road? Like, why was this an important endeavor for the city?
Really, our goal is to make everybody's everyday commute smoother and easier and less stressful. So by updating the timing and the technology of that, we're hoping to improve that. But for the specific details, I will turn it over to Dan, and he can provide some additional details on the upgrades that were done and the benefits of each.
It's a great question, and why we continue to undertake these signal timing improvements and investment in our infrastructure. We have a fantastic example on our website that shows the commute time before and after updated signal timings and updated traffic signal infrastructure along O Street from 27th to, I think it stops just short of 84th. And that video showed that there was a result where the previous travel time along that corridor from west to east was around 12 and a half minutes. After updated signal timings and upgrades to technology, that was down to 10 minutes. That is significant savings on a very major corridor in the city of Lincoln, and something that we continue to apply to all other corridors touched by this project. Oh, there's the video right there.
Where were the most recent changes done? Like, what was the kind of the end cap?
The most recent changes, actually, Andy, do you have that map? Thank you. So with this last phase of Greenlight Lincoln, the corridors that were updated were South 14th Street from Old Cheney to Pine Lake Road, 33rd Street from D Street to Huntington Avenue, North 56th Street from O Street to Fremont Street, North 66th/North Cotner Boulevard from O Street to Adams Street, Sun Valley Boulevard from West O Street to Cornhusker Highway, West Cornhusker Highway from Northwest 12th Street and Adams Street to North 11th Street, and some various additional intersections and pedestrian signals scattered around town that were not touched with previous phases.
Was there I know that the website said that this was scheduled to be done in June. Was all the work done by then, and it was just kind of gathering information up until now, or just kind of what's been happening in the last like 7-8 months?
That's correct. We were, the end of the project was in June. We continue to gather additional information regarding some of the metrics shown in the report, as well as some of the information that we've shared with you all today, to make sure that we really illustrated the significant benefits of this program and demonstrate why it's important for us to do this.
And do you know how much it cost over the last 5 years to do this?
That was the $6.8 million in infrastructure upgrades and signal retiming efforts.
So why would you tell people that it was worth it?
I'd like to think that the benefits speak for themselves. We've received numerous comments over the past 4 years regarding the improvements along people's commute times, both on heavily signalized corridors as well as the increased installation of roundabouts. I believe that there has been significant public response, and we've received a lot of it directly, that demonstrated the value of this work, and then we have the performance metrics to back it up as well.
What happens from here? Is it completely done?
No. We will continue to maintain and upgrade our traffic signal timings on a regular basis. The unfortunate reality is that we have had significant travel pattern changes over the past year and a half due to the pandemic, with increased telework from home, as well as, again, some of the differences in travel times during different times of the day that has greatly affected volumes throughout the city. Now, one thing is we have to optimize our signals for the traffic that's there, and knowing that travel patterns have changed significantly, this is going to be an ongoing effort. Even without a pandemic, there's been significant development activity throughout Lincoln over the past few years that has also contributed to changes in travel patterns. And it's something that it's very important for us to keep up to date with our traffic signal timings to make sure that our signal timings are as optimized as possible for the citizens of Lincoln.
One thing, and you may have touched on this, but one thing that I was talking with a couple of my coworkers this morning about coming to cover this, and they were talking about how they didn't know if they'd noticed any changes, but I remember when we first covered this, probably when I first started reporting, that you do have to be like going the speed limit to notice these changes, and like following the normal speed of traffic. Is that something you could touch on?
I'll pass this one actually over to Andy, who's a senior engineer here in traffic engineering and our signal timing expert.
Yes, to answer your question, we do our timings based on the posted speed limits. So they're timed, so if you go the speed limit and you're in the progression band, then yeah, you'll make it through better than if you speed up, you're most likely to have to stop again. So doing the fast and stops is not really productive. So yeah, we recommend driving the speed limit because that's what everything is set up to be. So, yep.
I have just a couple of quick questions or sort of follow-ups, but you're going forward every 3 to 5 years, does that mean you're going to do something as extensive as you've done these last 4 years, or will it be some, what will it be in terms of scope?
So this first 4 years, this 4 years of Greenlight Lincoln was extremely important in bringing our traffic signal system up to date and following national best practices for traffic signal infrastructure. Now, the retiming work will continue. Again, that's something that we need to update on a 3 to 5 year basis as recommended by the Federal Highway Administration. The purpose of the infrastructure upgrades during Greenlight Lincoln was to both get us up to national best practices and set us up for the future with whatever technologies may be coming down the pipeline with potentially vehicle-to-vehicle or vehicle-to-infrastructure communications, increased broadband access throughout the city, and enabling us to diagnose and maintain our traffic signals remotely so that we're not having to send out a technician every time there's an issue with a signal.
And then, you don't need to go into too much detail, but how did you come up with the savings that you talked about? The fuel savings, the greenhouse gas emissions, how do you gauge that?
So there are recommended guidance from Federal Highway regarding those metrics. Again, the vehicle delay was calculated by looking at the before and after travel time runs, of which we did that on every single corridor that we touched with Greenlight Lincoln, and then multiplying it by the number of vehicles that travel that corridor on a daily basis. As for the fuel savings, that's just, it's a byproduct of the reduced delay and reduced number of stops, because every time that you're moving in your vehicle and not sitting idling at a traffic signal, that it does result in significant time and fuel savings.
Any other questions? Seeing none, thank you all for joining us today, and we hope you all enjoy a smoother and faster ride across the city. Thank you.